Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. I'm Maia Hembruff. Thank you for joining us. This week, we visit a student organization banquet, learn about this week's Trap and Tote event in the Union, and of course, David Okula will have all things URI athletics covered in this week's Roadie Sports Corner. First up, Morganne and Judd went to Orgsgiving on Tuesday evening, a banquet dinner that took place to celebrate multicultural food and music.
On Tuesday, Orgsgiving was hosted by music in the Memorial Union Ballroom. The event celebrated unity of the multicultural community at URI. The event began with student groups coming up to the stage and sharing what they are thankful for.
This event is essentially for all the people on campus, multicultural orgs, anybody on campus to come together and just have a good night with each other. We can come together with food, be thankful, rejoice, and just have a good time with everybody here. It's important because no one really knows what their place is just yet, especially if you're a freshman, even navigating college through your years. You still have a place to come to and connect with people who look like you, who are people you might not associate with, but this event is for everybody to just come by and have a good time with each other, even if you don't know who they are. You can meet new people.
I'm Morganne Judd with the Good 5 Cent Cigar.
Thanks, Morganne. Next up, Trap and Tote also took place on Tuesday, an event hosted by a Pan-African organization for students to come make tote bags together. For more, here's Owen Tierney.
Students gathered tonight to attend an event at the Multicultural Student Services Center called Trap and Tote. This was a club event put on by the club URI Sasa, a student-led Pan-African organization. Here is the club president detailing the event.
Hi, so I'm Binti Kita. I'm the vice president of URI Sasa. So we're throwing an event today. It's called Trap and Tote, where we had people come over and we bought a lot of tote bags, and we bought paint and stencils and stuff, and people can come and paint stuff while they're making while they're listening to trap music. That's the whole trap and tote part of it. I think it's going pretty well. We're having a pretty good turnout. I don't know. We also collabed with BSU and ASO, so it's really nice to get different clubs and a different community together.
Students were able to express themselves in a fun and freeing activity here tonight. Smiles were shared and spirits were high. I'm Owen Tierney reporting to you for the Good 5 Cent Cigar. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Owen. Let's look ahead at what's going on this week at URI. URI's music department will be hosting their annual holiday extravaganza on Saturday in a series of 2 shows. The first will take place at 2 p.m. and the second will take place that evening at 7 p.m. The showcase will feature several student ensembles. Stop by to hear some holiday cheer before finals. On Friday from 3:30 to 5 p.m., URI will host another lecture in its 26th annual Forensic Science Seminar Series in the Beaupre Center. This week's discussion will bring the Rhode Island Health Department's Alyssa Perella to speak on seized drugs. Finally, men's basketball will revisit their annual rivalry against Providence College this Saturday at noon in the Ryan Center. Come watch to see if the Rams will continue their winning streak in their 8-0 season. And with that, I'll shoot it over to David Okula for this week's Roadie Sports Corner.
Thanks, Maya. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Roadie Sports Corner, your place for all the latest updates in URI athletics. I'm David Okula. In a game that was 39 years in the making, URI football took down Central Connecticut State in the first round of the FCS playoffs on Saturday. Here's Michael Petrasky with all the action from Meade Stadium.
1985, a year that URI fans talked about during Thanksgiving dinner. It was the last time URI not only made the playoffs, but also won a playoff game. Now, 39 years to the day, the Rams were able to cross both accomplishments off their wish list as they beat the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils 21-17 in the first round of the FCS playoffs.
After the Rams went 3-and-out on their first drive, CCSU was looking to go down the field and set the tone early, but DJ Cureton intercepted Brady Olson's pass to give Rhodey the ball back. Following the interception, Ty Groff's field goal is blocked by CCSU. After CCSU went 3 and out following the blocked field goal, URI drove down the field 80 yards, capping it off with this touchdown pass from Hunter Helms to Swiss Army man Tommy Smith, who now earned the nickname Tommy Touchdowns after his performance today. On the very next play of the game, Brady Olson throws another interception, this time to Emmanuel Gomes, who dives for the pylon and gives URI a sudden 14-0 lead over the Blue Devils. But URI wasn't perfect by any means, as next Rhodey possession, Hunter Helms throws the ball into double coverage and Malachi Wright leaps up into the air and snags the interception for CCSU. The Blue Devils took advantage of Rhodey's mistake as Olsen hits Isaac Boston for the touchdown and makes the score 14-7 going into halftime. After a 75-yard run by Malik Grant set Rhodey up in the red zone, Helms throws another errant pass right into Christopher Jean's hands, ending another potential scoring drive for the Rams. Heading towards the end of the third quarter, Olsen delivers a perfect pass to Boston again for the duo's second touchdown of the game to tie the score at 14 apiece. Now in Wildcat formation, Tommy Smith takes the direct snap, runs it in for his second touchdown, and gives the Rams the 21-14 lead. It seems like Smith liked his new nickname so much, he wanted to hear it twice.
It's good with me, whatever people like is good with me, but...
Following the touchdown, CCSU was forced to settle for a field goal to cut the lead to 21-17. With only 38 seconds left, Olsen's pass is tipped at the line and into the arms of Wesley Neal Jr. to seal the win for the Rams. Coach Fleming was very impressed with Neal's hands on the play.
I told him I was going to move him to White House. It was over his shoulder and the whole rest of it. It was unbelievable. He's Superman.
The Rams now head to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Mercer University Bears on Saturday at 2 p.m. From Meade Stadium, I'm Michael Petrowski.
Men's basketball is off to their first 8-0 start since 1947, as they wrapped up the Jacksonville Classic with a win over UT Arlington on Thanksgiving before returning home on Monday night to defeat Yale. Here's Nathan Robillard with the story from the Yale win.
Last year here at the Ryan Center, Rhode Island and Yale battled to a dramatic finish, and this time around it was no different. Despite slow starts to the game, 2 of the top 20 most efficient offenses in the country showed out here tonight in a game that didn't escape a 2-possession deficit until the late stages of the second half. URI narrowly pulled away from Yale to go 8-0 for the first time since 1947, 84-78 over the Bulldogs.
Tonight was a fantastic win. I can't tell you how proud I am of our guys tonight, with the way that the game was, hard fought. That's a great win for our guys. It's a confidence builder that, like, sometimes it's going to feel ugly, and being able to grind away and stay with it and find a way to make big plays. We did that. There was a lot that was required in this game because they are very difficult to play against.
The Rams and the Bulldogs both struggled offensively as the first half went back and forth. However, a pair of crucial threes at the end of the half from David Green, including a buzzer beater, helped give URI the offensive life they needed.
Yeah, we were gassed to start the game. We needed a second wind, and our defense started to create some pace as well. We started to get out and we started to have some lanes. Our second half offense was much more fluid. It was much better.
URI shot 11 for 33 from distance and 27 for 30, a season-high 90% from the free throw line. Green and Sebastian Thomas led the charge for the second half turnaround, scoring 26 and 20 points respectively, including Thomas's 1,000th career point.
It's a blessing. I'm excited. I kind of wanted it. I knew going into the season I was going to hit my 1,000-point mark. But I wanted it to be at the Ryan Center so I could be in front of friends and family and stuff like that. And so far, this has been the biggest game we had, so I'm just excited and happy.
A big week for Rhode Island is only just getting started. Up next, PC on Saturday. For now, reporting from the Ryan Center, Nathan Robillard, Cigar Sports.
As for some other scores around campus this week, women's basketball dropped a couple of close games in Cancun to Iowa and Idaho State before returning to the Ryan Center for the Ocean State rivalry against Providence College on Wednesday night. Finally, be sure to stick around at the Ryan Center following Saturday's basketball game versus Providence College, as athletics will host a watch party for football's FCS second-round playoff game at Mercer at 2 p.m. That will do it for this week's edition of the Rhodey Sports Corner. If you want to stay updated on all things Rhodey athletics, make sure to follow us on social media at cigar_sports. Back to you, Maya.
Thanks, David. That's all we have for you this week, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us here and on Instagram at Rhody Cigar and pick up our print paper anywhere on campus to stay up to date with all your Rhody news. Until next week, I'm your host, Maia Hembruff. This is the Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast, and have a lovely week, Rhody.